I'm Hannah Russell, and this is my persuasive speech. 2 years ago, a girl in Korea named Hannah was born without a throat. She had spent her 2 years of life living in a hospital. 2 weeks ago, she was moved to a location in Illinois where a team of international doctors had prepared a throat for her, with the help of stem cells. She can now enjoy her life as any other child would. In 1997, a woman got a form of lupus that affected her immune disorder, called anti-sophilid. In 2002 to 2004, she was in and out of hospital every 2 months. In 2005, she heard of a doctor who had a new stem cell treatment, and she began chemotherapy that same year. She had not seen any immediate effects of the treatment, but a year later, her condition went through great changes. Her friends and family now celebrate May 11, 2005, the day she got her treatment, as her new birthday. Stem cells, by definition, are unspecialized cells that give rise to differentiated cells. In adults, they can be extracted from the bone marrow, in this diagram, which requires drilling into the bone. They can also be taken from other places, such as percussive tissue, the lupus cells, which comes from liposuction, and extracted from the blood. When extracted from the blood, you have to have it go from one through a filter back in, and you have to get it from someone with very similar blood type to you. Some cells can also be retrieved from the umbilical cord, like in this diagram. At the University of California, San Francisco, 4 boys were treated with a rare genetic disorder called persuasive, which affects the nervous system, coordination, and intellectual functions. They have neural stems injected into their brains as trial treatment to fight this disorder. Good for them, this helped. People associate the term neural stem cells with fetal brain tissue, which in this case of the 4 boys turned out to be true. Rebecca Taylor, the author of an article titled "Stem Cell Derived from Abortion Implanted into Brains of Boys," is strongly against the practice of using stem cells from abortions or umbilical cords. In my personal opinion, the matter is that the people who look around abortions as bad or evil should look at this as, even though abortions are legal and people do perform them, that this should be a good thing, because now there's good from bad. One life may have saved 4, one life that was already gone. Abortion is a very debatable topic, but we are not here to discuss whether it is right or wrong. I am taking that topic one step further and asking what happens next. Is it morally alright to use the stem cells from aborted fetuses and umbilical cords? Why waste 2 lives when 1 or more could be saved? There's a bigger picture beyond this. People's lives can be saved. Diseases can be cured with this research, even though 1 may be lost. Do we really hate abortions that much that we are willing to give up the opportunity to do good with them? Imagine if your loved one was suffering from a disease and there was one possible way of curing it. Wouldn't you want to get it back? Studies have shown that majority of stem cells come from umbilical cords, embryonic cells, and autoembryonic cells. The least amount come from adults. What if, in order for your loved one to be cured, you needed a stem cell, which happens to majority come from fetuses? Would you give up the chance to save your loved one's life or improve the conditions of living? Or would you take the other road and not? Would you want them to get better? I personally would definitely want my loved ones to be better. I would not want to see them suffer. Most people do not. With stem cells that come from the human fetuses, there are 2 types. There's some from the still developing brain. Those are usually used in transplant procedures in the central nervous system. The other is an embryonic germ cell that comes from the 4th stage of development time of fetal tissue. They can come from all tissue layers, and germ cells are derived from 5 to 8-week-old aborted portions. Philip Montage argues that aborted fetuses should not be used because, and I quote, "No adult human ever existed as an embryo, which is true. No adult is still an embryo, but they were one at one point. Otherwise, they would not be here, obviously. Embryo is the first stage of developing life, and which some people describe as life, when life starts. The only difference is that the adult fetus is not alive when it was aborted. There used to be a thought that after a certain point in the pregnancy, a baby could feel when it was being aborted, which is proven to be not true. The baby's brain is not developed yet enough to feel the pain. And 2, the woman takes a pill the day before the procedure, which kills the fetus painlessly and simply. So there's no pain involved. But the frantic about stem cell research comes with a debatable buddy, abortion, of course. It is just another reason why abortion should be accepted. Why would women start getting pregnant only to be the purpose of aborting stem cells? Of course, this is an insane idea. No one in their right mind is purposely going to get pregnant so they can see a baby aborted just for its stem cells. People aren't going to start becoming baby metals just to get stem cells. Majority of people are generally against abortions. But what if situations, which is why I highly doubt the government is going to ever disallow this. The scientific breakthroughs of research advancements that go along with stem cell research is very useful because it is able to obtain these cells. Stem cell research is so important to making further advancements in medicine and saving and improving people's lives. Stem cells can give people a whole new outlook on life. People like Hannah or the 4 boys from the hospital. With the help of the doctors, her life was greatly improved. The 4 boys now have better conditions from the University of California in San Francisco. I think this research will be this century's large leap for mankind, and we will be able to do great things for people who really need it.